Show. This is the Big O 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 Show.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 18 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive the new Acura RDX. Only $399 a month during our 18th anniversary sale.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink, be the maestro of your own home.
Come on in to Toyota of Hollywood, where curiosity and extraordinary deals await you. Your golden ticket buys a 2025 Corolla, not $26,000, $17,988. And we've got sweet deals with 0% financing for 72 months, 0 down. Enter our world of wonder, and we'll show you why we're the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
The Memorial Day event starts now at Florida's #1 volume Subaru store, Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy a new Subaru today with financing as low as 0% APR or lease a new Crosstrek for just $158 a month. Shop SPPLove.com.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 18 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive the new Acura ADX. Only $289 a month during our 18th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
All righty. Good morning. Welcome aboard. Thank you all for tuning in. It is Friday, June 12th, 2026. We are at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Having some fun, and we appreciate you all out there as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. David Furones will join us. Manny Navarro will join us. Talk a little football here and get their angle. We got about another month. And then, because as you all know, I haven't done a lot of interviews. But I promise you this, once we turn the month over and get into the middle of July, we'll start getting a bunch of people on, and we'll start getting more stuff, because I don't want to bring people on just to talk about something when we have our regular beat guys, and we'll have that on, and we'll keep that going, but we'll add all the other stuff as it once they start taking the field and they start practicing and all that kind of stuff. We'll do a lot more and get a lot more interviews in. But right now, it's just like one of those things, just spinning wheels right now. So I can do that without bothering somebody to get them on. But we will work 10 times harder on interviews next month when things actually heat up here in South Florida and we start getting ready for the Canes and we start getting ready for the Dolphins season. And the NFL season and the college season overall. I mean, it's not just our two teams, but, everything overall and in between. As for the Miami Heat, things aren't looking good. All of a sudden now, all that confidence, all the wind in the sails, it looks like it's kind of declining now. because all of a sudden the Celtics are in the mix. I told you guys this a couple of weeks ago on the show where maybe the Celtics were in the mix, but kind of talking with them and saying, hey, don't mention us at all because of the Jaylen Brown situation. And, it's pretty volatile as it is with Jaylen Brown. And maybe that's what it was. And I know Bill Simmons said it on his podcast that he talked about maybe the Celtics were playing possum. And I told you guys this on the show. I said Riley has done that in the past where he's dealing with the team and he says, if one word gets out from this, we back out and we're not doing anything. And we'll deny it all and we'll say nothing happened. And I know Parcells has done that and other people. There have been different people throughout the history of sports that they try to deal in confidentiality. But I will tell you this, the Jaylen Brown and Tatum combination, it's oil and water. Yes, they're two phenomenal talents. I'm not gonna argue with that, but it just doesn't look like it jives. You know what I mean? You had your one title, but the chances and now the team you have around them is not the team you had when you won the title, too. That's the other thing. It's changed. That's the roster has turned over. I think that what they think makes a lot of sense, that you need the two-way action and the yin and the yang of a Giannis and a Tatum. That makes a lot of sense, where Giannis can do a lot of his damage inside, and then Tatum can do all the damage on the outside. And both are immediate threats, and they can complement each other, whereas with Brown and Tatum, last year, Brown loved it that he was the number one guy. Well, he'll probably love it being shipped off to another team in a three-way trade, and he'll probably become the number one guy there. And he said this past year, he said it was his favorite year, and he got killed for it. I think people, when Jaylen Brown said that, the immediate thing I thought of were, wide receivers. Wide receivers could be sitting in the corner in the locker room and everybody's celebrating the win. And the other guy's like, yeah, he's kind of serious. This, that. Yeah, man, no, I had 2 catches for 35 yards. And everybody's like, yo, we won. Yeah, I had 2 catches for 35 yards. Now, you could be losing and everybody's kind of pissed, but I had 6 catches for 135 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, we lost, but I had 6 catches, 135 yards, and a touchdown. Hey, man, I'm pissed. We lost. Yeah, but I had 6 catches for 135 yards and a touchdown. So for me, I've run into those athletes. You've seen those athletes. We know those athletes. Jaylen Brown is obviously one of those athletes. So he might be the guy that is cool being the number one guy for the Wizards or the Hawks or whatever. Portland or whatever third team becomes the whatever in this whole thing, because they're going to have a whole bunch of picks and all that kind of stuff. And now you see that the confidence is waning, and it's why, folks? What have we been talking about on the show for years now? The Heat don't have the chips to play poker. And Giannis wants to come here because it's Miami. Not because he's really going to win anything, because it's Miami, it's warm, and he'll get paid. But if we really do the math, the Giannis Bam thing, I'll bring it full circle. It's oil and water. It's Tatum Brown. You know that there's a personality conflict there. There's something going on that just doesn't allow the chemistry that you would want to really flow. Well, here, it won't be about ego or anything like that. It won't be about Bam has to be a number one, and Giannis will be a number. No. Giannis will be the number one, and Bam will be the number two, and Bam will be more than happy to be a number two or a three. He's that guy. You know what I'm saying? So the way I look at it, this is actually a good thing for Miami because you're going to make a huge mistake. Now you can avoid this mistake. The problem is they're so desperate, they might go try other mistakes. John Morant and Kawhi Leonard or some other mess like that. That's the sad part. But it's looking like Miami will be the bridesmaid once again because the front office continues to mismanage how to do things in the new NBA. And because they did not tear it down at the right time with Jimmy Butler, and they didn't trade Tyler Hero at the right time, and then now you see the moves they didn't make with Wiggins and Powell in the trading deadline, it just shows you there's a pattern. You had an opportunity to load up on picks, and you didn't, and you failed. And by failing, you have created this problem for yourself. And it's just kind of sad, man. It really is, but be prepared, Heat fans, because it looks like this Giannis sweepstakes or everything that you've been on for the last couple of years looks like it's not going to happen once again. Sean Stanley, give us a 15-second break here. Back with more right here on the Big O Radio Show.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 18 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive the new Acura ADX. Only $289 a month during our 18th anniversary sale.
All right. Hold on. There we go. Okay, we got the echo there.
For some reason.
There we go. The man, the myth, the legend that is Larry Schlossberg joining us here at Acura Pembroke Pines, 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great, man. You know, it's legendary. It's mythological. And it's very masculine to be the man, the myth, and the legend.
You are. But, I mean, and especially when you got the axe on stage and you're jamming. See,
Yes.
That's when it becomes more mythical.
Yeah, it's mythical. It's mythological.
And you start jamming.
Yes.
And flying on the frets.
Yeah, man.
Like
without a net.
I think I wore a Rush shirt the last time we were on. Right? I did, right?
Yeah.
I wore it again because today, well, I'll talk with you on it because I can talk music with you. I'm so pumped now. I have to go see Rush multiple times.
You saw the show in L.A.?
No. I have to go see it now multiple times.
Okay. Because you saw stuff online. You were watching.
YouTube. Whoa, no. Getty sounds
great.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Annika's wailing.
Yeah.
Okay. Alex has got an Epiphone guitar, brand new one out that reissued and everything.
Yeah.
Everything's going great.
Yeah, he's got a signature model Epiphone.
But this is what I love about it, dude. They put effort into this tour.
Oh, yeah.
So the first night they do their set. The second night they do 13 different songs.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Not only that. So the first night they did 1, 3, and 7, parts 1, 3, and 7. Let me do it right. Of 2112.
Right.
Second night 1, 2, and 7. Second night they do 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Wow.
Okay. So third night was last night at the Forum. They did moving pictures from beginning to end.
Wow.
Woo!
I had no idea.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard a lot of reviews about the first night. I was listening to some talk radio, and people were calling in about how amazing it was.
It was great.
It was emotional. I saw, people saying, I saw him 40 years ago when I was 15, and now I'm 55, and I brought my son and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy what's happening. And I think she's an amazing drummer.
She is awesome. She is really, really awesome. She knocked it out of the park. She sounds great. They do 3 tributes to Neil in the show.
Right.
So one like 2 songs or 3 songs in, then another one midway, and then at the end of the show, there's another one. So there's like 3 different little.
Well, I heard actually there was on the first night because they end with Working Man. I don't know if they do that every night.
No, they don't do it every night, but they switch things up.
Yeah, so that was like a little bit of a tribute to John Rutsey, who was actually the first drummer. He was on the first record before he left the group and Neil joined.
Right.
But so that's cool that they kind of tributed both their former drummers who are both sadly not with us anymore.
Yeah, they're at least, and they're doing a few songs from that album, which is
pretty amazing.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing.
So last night I saw that. Well, this morning I woke up because obviously by the time that concert's done, I'm in bed. But you know, I just was like, okay, I wanted to see what they did the third night because I want to see what the pattern is now. And that's 3 nights in the form. And I respect that so much because, like, I love Iron Maiden. It's my favorite metal band. But they are horrible in that sense. They do the same 15, 16 songs. It's all programmed. It's all set. It's all choreographed.
Yeah.
And they don't, whether you see them in Miami or in Denmark, it doesn't matter where you see them. You saw the exact
it's the same show.
Same show.
For a 3 or 4 month run.
For maybe 9 months.
Yeah.
And not, Dave Matthews won't do that. The Cure won't do that. Pearl Jam won't do that. Metallica won't do that. And I'm super happy.
Yeah, Rush.
That Rush is
pretty incredible.
I think they're going to do a new album. I think Annika has inspired them. They look rejuvenated in a way. The 11 years may have helped them a little bit, kind of rest and kind of recharge. And I bet they'll do a new album and a new tour when it's all said and done.
I wouldn't be surprised about a new album. I did remember hearing Alex Lifeson being interviewed saying that he would never want to tour again. I mean, this was a few years ago.
Right.
You know, when people ask him, is there going to be new music or, you know, with Getty or whatever? Because Alex had another band for a while. He did some like kind of electronic thing with a female
kid,
singer,
right? Well, wasn't his kid
with a
involved?
female singer, young singer, or a female, Enemy of One or Enemy of None or something like that. Envy of None, I think it was called.
Okay.
And anyway, it was cool, but it wasn't Rush. And he was like, he'd never tour again. It's, you know, he's too old for that. His hand, his arthritis. I guess he found some kind of miracle drug. Maybe having a drummer that's 30 years younger and getting them all pumped up.
Yeah.
So it's pretty exciting. I would definitely see a new album in the future.
For sure.
After this tour. I mean, it's a long tour. They're going to be on the road for 6 months.
Well, they're making money now, bro. I mean, you know, I don't blame them. And I'm glad that they watered down the tour because obviously the prices went through the roof with the initial dates. Now the prices have come down.
Right.
There's seats available. I'm thinking of going to the two in Tampa. Not even the one here, the 2 in Tampa.
Really?
It's cheaper.
Okay.
It's just more affordable. And it's only one night here in Hollywood. Over there it's 2. So I'll be able to definitely see 2 nights of.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, I'm dying to see what they do on the 4th night, or is this the pattern for the next, every 3 nights they do the same thing.
They have such a catalog. I mean, what is it, 20 albums?
Dude, but that's where you nailed it. When you have a catalog, share the catalog. Don't just be lazy and do the same 15, 20 songs in the same set every night, every city. Change it up. Plus, if you're in multiple nights in one city, that's criminal to do the same set every night because your hardcore fans will end up going to multiple shows.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Metallica's been doing for years.
I know.
The no repeats. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. It's amazing. And these guys, like, they are in their 70s. They haven't been on the road for 11 years. And to come out of the box like this with playing basically 3 different shows in 3 different nights, 40 to 50 songs.
Right. And the Stones are going, you guys are puppies. Don't worry about it. We're in our mid-80s. We're going to tour again.
Yeah.
So if the Stones can still do it, they can do it.
Well, yeah, but with all due respect to the Stones, every time I've seen them,
I know.
I mean, I can write the set list pretty much.
I know what you're about to say.
I think I've seen them 4 times, and that's maybe not a lot compared to some people, but it may be 4 different decades and they always end with satisfaction.
Yeah. And by the way, I think also what's helped Rush is that the extra musicians with them has kind of alleviated the workload too.
Sure.
at the same time, so it allows them to be a little bit more free to do their
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. They got the backup of the keyboard player, Lauren something. I forget his guy's name. And what I was
and that girl that sings too, and she also helps out with the.
I was surprised to see that Geddy was still going to playing keyboards.
Yeah,
you know,
he likes it in certain
songs, but he's got the backup, you know, so he can play the bass.
Yeah, but like on Sawyer, he'll go.
He wants to play that. It's a key part, right?
He wants to do a couple
of the spotlight, right?
The big hooks. He's going to end up doing.
But now there's parts where there's real bass guitar live, where before he was multitasking,
right?
Because he's got the backup,
right. It's not like Ray Manzarek would tell you. Bass guitar, who needs it? It's my right hand.
Yeah, exactly. Well, his left. His
left
hand.
I'm sorry, his left hand. Exactly.
His left hand. Yeah.
Because because a lot of people don't even realize the Doors don't have a bassist.
Well,
sometimes they don't even think about it. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, they did on record.
Right. No, I know what you're saying, but when you see them live, you
never saw him. Never a bass player on stage.
You just don't. Yeah. Again, if you're a music nut, you'll know right away. But I'm just saying, like there's probably average fans out there listening to, and they don't realize that they weren't touring with a bassist.
Yeah, you know, I heard from people that are really into the Doors, that really know a lot about it, about that group, that they were going to tour after LA Woman with the bass player.
Okay,
they were going to bring this bass player on the road with them.
Finally, wow!
And because a lot of the stuff on the LA Woman album had a lot of real bass guitar. Some of the stuff in our earlier albums didn't always have bass guitar, but they did on a lot of songs, double bass lines.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, another group that's very famous that didn't have a bass guitar player live was the Monkees.
Yes,
they had a great maraca player, but they didn't have they had a drummer that sang and a singer and a guitar player and a keyboard player.
Right.
Same kind of layout.
Yeah, same kind of layout, man. Yeah. And by the way, Larry has a band called Doors Alive, and it's July 2nd.
This is true. No, it's July 3rd.
July 3rd.
We're playing at the Funky Biscuit in Boca Raton, beautiful downtown Boca Raton in the Meisner area. Everybody's welcome. I mean, it's actually, it sells out when we play there.
Oh, so and it's such a great
It's
bar.
a great venue, great sound, great stage.
I'll be there, by the way.
A great
at
aura.
The Funky Biscuit on July 3rd with the wife. So if you guys go out there to Funky Biscuit, join us to check out Larry and the Doors Alive, and you can see him rip.
You could see us play the tribute to the Doors, and you could buy Big O a drink. I mean, I think you owe him that,
or a rib, something. I don't know,
or I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not much of a drinker, but you can buy me some ribs,
maybe some mahi tacos or something.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. A little mahi tacos. That's
yeah, and actually July 3rd, 55th anniversary of the death of Jim Morrison.
Really?
He died July 3rd, 1971.
That's wow. I forgot about that. Okay. So you guys are playing on his 55th
anniversary of his passing.
Death.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. He's buried in France, right?
Yeah, Paris, France. Yeah.
Wow. That's get the 27, right? He's
part of the 27 club. Yeah, yeah.
27 club.
Him and Kurt Cobain and
Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix
and
there's a few more that we're missing that died at the stars.
The Rolling Stones.
Oh, Jones?
Yeah,
Brian Jones?
Brian
Jones was 27? He was one
27.
of those? I know there's a few of them, man, that is just like so
Amy
weird.
Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse was 27. That's right. 27 has been like an age that has somehow swallowed.
Yeah, you can look it up online.
Superstars.
There's a lot of people. I mean, some not as famous as the ones we just mentioned.
Yeah.
But from large, pretty well-known bands. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, yeah. So is it getting wild here on the lot?
It's
what do we
wild,
got going
and it's wild because what historically manufacturers take their foot on and off the gas, metaphorically, I guess I could say that as far as pushing volume, pushing incentives. There's going to be down times of the year where they're playing a game with production, day supply. If they're just pushing and pushing and pushing and building cars, then that means they're pushing the incentives so the cars move down the road so they can build more cars because the lots are full. Well, we got a lot of cars.
Yes, you do.
We have probably the biggest inventory we would ever have going into a summer. And the factory hasn't taken their foot off the gas at all as far as spending money to make the cars affordable, attractive, and exciting as if they were not there already.
Right.
So now you got first payment waivers and conquest and loyalty programs, graduate programs, veterans programs. There's a program for you. If you want a car, there's first-time buyer programs, certified leasing programs. There's like a program for everyone. It's not one size fits all. We can customize a deal that fits your budget, fits your needs, gets you the car you want with all the features you need, all the safety, low payments, great insurance rates as well, because the cars are safe. These cars are safe. They all have 5-star crash safety ratings. So that registers or that dials you down in your insurance costs. So overall cost of ownership goes way down. Maintenance costs are low. Insurance costs are low. You got a low payment. You got a big, bad, beautiful, fat, delicious car to drive.
Yes,
who doesn't want that?
By the way, the MDX at $499 a month, plus you're waiving the first payment up to $1,000.
Yeah.
That's a freaking joke. Okay.
Yes.
The MDX is one of the greatest SUVs on the planet. You'll feel like you're in a spaceship, 5-star rating, like Larry was saying. And then if you got a kid that wants to, they're starting to drive, youngster, the Integra, $239 a month, and you waive the first payment up to $450. That's ridiculous, dude. $239 a month for an Integra.
Integra's a sporty car. You can get it in a stick shift if you want. If you're into that, you got a 6-speed manual transmission, and a lot of people love that. You feel the road. It's a sporty ride. All the safety features, everything you want. The car stops itself, stays in the lane. You can track the car with the app. You know where your kid's at. There's a lot of stuff in the car. Back to the MDX, still the number one selling third-row luxury vehicle in America of all times. It's SUV. I drive one. I love the car. I feel safe. You're driving the streets of Miami. You feel like you're going into battle. You feel safe. You're in a tank.
Yeah.
Whatever. Wind, rain, 18-wheelers, tourists.
Drives like a dream, dude. Drives like a dream. It really does. And then they've got the ADX, $289 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. And the RDX, which my wife has been driving for 16 years, $399 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months, dude. So by the way, 16 years, that means it's kind of reliable. So just in case, I don't know, you know what I mean?
That would tell me two things. The car is reliable and the person that owns it loves it.
Yes.
Who keeps something around for 16 years that they don't love?
Yeah. The odometer's like headed.
Unless it's a kid. Yeah.
I don't know how she's kept me around. Yeah. Because my odometer's gone around. My odometer's gone around way more than the ADX, actually.
You're out of warranty, too.
The RDX. Oh, yeah. I've been out of warranty for a while, dude. For a while, broken down and everything. And by the way, large selection of certified pre-owned vehicles too, because we've got right now, that's something that's very popular.
Crazy low interest rates. I think there's 1.9 financing now for these on these certified vehicles. You get a longer warranty, 6 years, 100,000 miles. I mean, what's better than buying a 1-year-old car with 5,000 miles on it? You get a longer warranty, you save thousands. I think I got MDXs and we could save you $10,000.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
And they give you a lower interest rate and a longer warranty than a new one. So everybody wins.
That is a beautiful thing. So have I convinced you you're going to see Rush, right?
Well, I was planning on going here at the Hard Rock for sure. Right. But now you're making me want to go to Tampa. I don't know.
I know, right?
I never said that before.
Yeah, but
I've never said I want to go to Tampa. It's the first time I've said that.
But think about it this way: you got to do what I do. You also go to Burns Steakhouse.
Yeah.
So that way you kind of make
the last time I was in Tampa, I was in Burns Steakhouse. I think it's like you have to.
For me, it's the law.
Yeah, it's the law.
Yeah, because really it's Tampa. So if I'm going to get the best out of it, let me go to Burns Steakhouse and a show. I think the last time I did, I went to AC/DC. So I saw AC/DC at the stadium and a Burns Steakhouse, and
all right.
Does it get any better than that?
It sounds like knows how to do Tampa.
I did and Metallica. I did the same thing when I saw that.
This guy knows Tampa.
Yeah, dude, you got to do.
You got to start calling you the Big T, not the Big O.
Yeah, a little Chateau. Have you had the Chateaubriand?
I haven't had a Chateaubriand in quite some time.
When next time you go to Burns, that's the cut I get there because they don't have that cut everywhere, actually.
Right.
But they have it there. It's the most tender and delicious part of.
What is it? Chateaubriand's like a fillet on one side and a strip on the other?
Yeah, it's the most tender part of it all, man. It's just. It's elite, bro. It's elite.
Sounds beautiful.
It's big.
It's like the O.
There you go. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate you.
Thank you, everyone out there in
got it.
Radio Land.
Come on out here, see Larry Schlossberg. He'll get it done for you. And by the way, Mike Chan, Jordan Ferber in the service center do awesome work too. I've been dealing with them for 16 years, and they're amazing. They've been tolerating me for 16 years, actually, and the wife. So they are amazing too. They're at the service center here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right. Roy says Stones are amazing. I don't know how they keep doing it, dude. They are amazing. They are amazing. One of the greatest bands of all time, dude. And anybody that wants to say they're the greatest, I don't want to argue with them. I don't argue with somebody that says the Beatles are the greatest, or Led Zeppelin's the greatest, or the Rolling Stones are the greatest, or the Who's the greatest. It's just that becomes subjective at that time, and all those bands deserve that kind of label. You know what I mean? So I just respect that in every way possible, because without that's the foundation of rock and roll, basically. Let's see. Stephen Harris, I see there. Gus 1388. NorCal is in the house. He's hearing from Caples Lake, California, fishing with his dad and listening to the show. Thank you, my brother. You're the best. I appreciate you. TJ Superman, Aquavision, Jeff in Long Island. Let's see. Stephen Harris, Big Johnson, John Padilla checking in from the Bay Area. Cosa Nostra, very subdued opening to the World Cup. Czechia, South Korea was worth watching. I didn't see it, but I saw the highlights. Wasn't great attendance either, but I mean, it's not necessarily the most sexy game. Horn Dog, Lenny Pena, Idleman out in Castle Rock, J.G. Long. Let's see, Cosa Nostra, Jeff in Long Island. The Fire Play is in the house. Oh, Kyle Lowry. I have not seen Kyle Lowry. No, we have not seen him. No, he has not come by. Good memory by you, Stephen. Ty in the Bronx, I see there. Daniel Guzman in Destin, Florida. Let's see. And Jeff in Long Island, the Doors are so underrated. They are. Doors and Leonard Skinner are probably two of the most underrated bands of all time. And most people know that they're great, but they probably don't get enough. They probably deserve even more. You know, for me, I think Leonard Skinner, because it's Southern rock, it kind of gets dissed in a way. And I just kind of feel that they deserve so much more, man. So much more. So yeah, Costa says, yeah, a lot of open seats at Guadalajara. Yeah. Is that because, you know, people didn't think that that's the safest place to have games in Guadalajara? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not Mexico City. So I don't know if Guadalajara is the prime place to have a game. You know what I'm saying? So I just wonder about that. And Ocala Joe checking in from Little Rock, Arkansas. Nice. Is Clinton out there with his sax in Arkansas? Is Nolan Richardson out there in Arkansas? If they are, say hi to them. Nolan Richardson had a nice little run as a basketball coach out there at Arkansas back in the day. And Rock Bears checking in from the UK. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. All right, let's do it. Let's talk a little football with the one and only David Furones in our Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
All right, there we go. I think he's there. Let me see. He's not there. Oh my God. There we go. It's the spinning wheel, but it's not really a wheel. It's something. I don't know. It's a play-by-play. All right. Maybe that's what he'll do. He'll drop and then try to reconnect, and then we can restart the segment with the one and only. Okay. All right, here we go. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. How you doing, my brother? How's it going? How you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. You got some weeks off now coming up. Another Friday here, and yeah, now it'll just be a countdown to camp in a little bit more than a month.
Good thing is we don't have to track, beat writers if they get arrested, because that really doesn't happen. So we just got to hope that no players get, they don't go Brandon Ayuk on your ass, like they go speeding by the stadium and filming themselves, that's all we got to hope for, that nobody does that, down, is that like Dan Marino Drive or
Dan Marino Boulevard, I believe.
Dan Marino Boulevard or whatever, so we'll see if somebody zips by faster than a Marino Pass and gets busted there. By the way, if you do that in that area, you're pretty stupid, because and the cops are usually hanging out. They like to hang out under that bridge over there, and motorcycles sit right in the middle and just wait for your ass and nail you, dude. I never sped by there. I didn't even need a game like Tyreek Hill. I never sped by there because I've always seen cops in that area. So that's a tip for the players out there. I don't know. Have you given them that tip that you shouldn't speed by the stadium, Ayuk style?
I don't think I'm the one that needs to be giving them that tip. I hope they have a lot of people in-house that make sure to do things like that. But, yeah, and now they got all this extra fencing around the perimeter of the stadium grounds for the World Cup. Yeah, like all these extra layers of just like checkpoints. So plus the police presence, there's the World Cup there. So, yeah, they're not trying to have another one of those Colombia, Argentina debacles. Yeah.
Yeah. Forgot about that one. So yeah, you definitely don't want to speed by that stadium, because you'll be deported, not just arrested. Actually, they'll strip you of your American citizenship and deport your ass. Is what will happen if you do that. All right, let's get to serious stuff. No surprise, we talked about this. There's no way you do the whole Malik Willis thing and not have his center there. So Aaron Brewer and his agent had all the leverage in the world. No surprise that deal got done.
Yeah, good for the Dolphins. Good for Aaron Brewer. He's going to be a centerpiece to this offensive line, and now he will be through the 2029 season. Depending on the contract structure, I don't know what the end of it is, or we know how these things go, because we said Tua Tagovailoa would be on through whatever year it was, and he's already out. But Aaron Brewer is one that gives me some confidence. Yeah. This guy probably will reach the end of that deal. And maybe by the end of that, especially playing the center position, maybe you still want to resign him beyond that. It's not like, he's a position where you worry about him aging too much. Similar like we talked about Zach Sealer when the Dolphins extended him at defensive tackle. So highly athletic at his position, which is one thing. He is a little bit contingent on and dependent on that athleticism. So that tends to go at some point, but it's not going anytime soon. So he fits the outside zone well, so he can do that. And when you go right now, center through left side of the line with Patrick Paul at left tackle, Caden Proctor at left guard, where he is right now, Aaron Brewer at center, you want to run that way. The Dolphins can really just lean on that side of that 3/5 of the line, that going in that direction. They can really go that way and lean on him.
And I can add a bonus to it. You also now buys you time to now draft a center to develop under him too. And you don't have to do it even next year, but maybe in his second year, you go and draft a young center that by the time he finishes his third year, that young center has already rotated in guard and backed him up on blowouts and things like that. And then you can prepare. Or like you said, he's young enough that he can actually live this 3-year contract, and then you can extend him for, let's say, 2 more years at a veteran, and then get your young center at that time and all that. So either way, you're going to have the flexibility either in this deal or a short-term deal right after this to draft a center and then bring him along right under him, which is what you should do. Whether it's at the end of this deal or the next one or whatever, you've got to have a little foresight in that area, and that buys you time now by having him in place.
Or that guy could even be Andrew Meyer right now, who the Dolphins have had now a couple seasons. He was undrafted a couple years ago, made the team, and hindered by injury a little bit last season.
Doubt it. So it's a 3-year deal. Andrew Meyer's not taking the Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers approach to quarterbacking at center. They don't do that unless Andrew Meyer becomes a starting guard right away and becomes a very effective guard and then fills in at center at times. Then that you could do something like that. But I don't think you're going to be a permanent backup for 3 years and then get elevated. And now we lost him. But that's shit. I don't think so about that one. Do we have him? All right. So I don't know if you heard that, but I don't think Meyer will hang out 3 years as a backup unless he's a starting guard right away. And then he establishes himself as a starting guard, and then he can move in a center years later after Brewer goes. But outside of that, I think it'll be a draft pick because that's the cheapest way to go about the replacement.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're talking about Andrew Meyer, like if he's some kind of day 1, day 2 pick from a couple drafts ago. He is coming in undrafted, so, and he did have an injury last year, so he's really going to be fighting for a roster spot this year, which he would be that top backup center to Aaron Brewer. So you figure, okay, he does have an edge in that regard, but I mean, a reserve lineman, that's kind of like where you expect a guy like that to end up. But granted, Aaron Brewer, he wasn't no high draft pick either. So, guys can make it like that. So, yeah, I do see where you're coming from, where Andrew Meyer could aspire to do more. But yeah, I mean, he can play some guard as well.
My point is, for him to become the next center, he needs He needs first to find a way to step into guard right away to prove that he can be an every down, because you can't wait for 3 years and do a Skylar Thompson. And then when you do throw him out there, he can't play. You know what I'm saying? So he has to bust out a guard right away over the next year or two and establish himself so then he can then be prepared to move over like what you're saying. And that's my point, that if he does not bust through a guard, it's hard to plan for your replacement when he doesn't play. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. As far as being like that guy starting in 2030, that would probably be like a draft pick coming in another couple of years, probably. Look to the 2028 draft, 2029 draft, and see who you're taking in the middle rounds there. And then if Aaron Brewer is starting to tail off, then we might have our next center for when the Dolphins are making consistent playoff runs at that point.
By the way, for those of you that were inquiring earlier on the show, Kyle Lowry is now on the premises once again. And for you, Furones, maybe you don't know the inside joke. Since Kyle Lowry was trash here for the Miami Heat, there's a garbage truck that happens to show up at this time during our show every time we're out here on a Friday at Acura Pembroke Pines. And so we have, labeled it the Kyle Lowry appearance on the show. So sometimes we even film it coming across.
The dump truck?
It's a dump truck. Oh, yeah, you'll see it now. You'll see the reflection actually pretty soon. Kyle now is loading himself up with more trash, a.k.a. Heat money. So what?
Oh, man.
What? Did I say something wrong?
Him and then Terry Rozier.
Right. Yeah, these guys.
Those moves, right.
These guys stuffed themselves with with Heat money. You know what I'm saying? Jokic. No, Jovic. I'm sorry.
Jovic.
I wish we had Jokic.
Of
Jovic.
course, yeah, everyone does.
He started stuffing his ass with money too. He's becoming another garbage truck here. And by the way, now that Kyle is about to make a left and make an appearance on the show in my reflection. So now you'll catch it here behind me. Everybody.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Wave to Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry, see, he's waving back and everything. There you go.
Did you get the actual truck driver to wave back?
Yes, he did. He waved back. He waved back. Yeah, right. That's a good point.
Is it the same guy each time?
Yeah, each time it's the same guy. And not only that, Sean made a good point. This Kyle Lowry moves better than the other one. I got to tell you.
Yeah. Moves smooth, huh?
Yeah, way better movement, man. Way better
Got
movement.
a good motor on him.
Yeah. All right. So what happens with Brooks?
Yeah, I mean, now the Dolphins have more than a month before training camp to really, he is, the main focus right now. It just shifts entirely to him. You got HN done. You got Brewer done. So that's 2 out of 3 and one to go. So I would think yes. I know a lot of people maybe around the league, especially elsewhere, are looking at Jordan Brooks as like this prime trade target who's available. Like any team who needs a linebacker, the immediate thought is, okay, are the Dolphins willing to part ways with Jordan Brooks? But Brooks being a guy who, even through these contract negotiations, and he's out there trying to establish himself with the youngsters, all the newcomers that are on this team. He is just such a guy that you want for that culture. If this year is about culture and establishing things being done the right way, then he's a guy you want in the middle of your defense at that will linebacker spot. Whether it's Tyrell Dodson for now at the mic, or you're grooming Jacob Rodriguez to be that player down the road, or if he ends up ahead of schedule and ready to do it, you want Jordan Brooks next to him and have that Texas Tech linebacker two-step there with them. I just combined the Tim Hardaway UTEP two-step with the two Texas Tech linebackers on the Dolphins. But yeah, I mean, he's a guy you want to see through the end of this rebuild and be on the other side of it.
I agree. I agree 100%. Plus, you're not going to end up paying him a world of money that you're going to be so committed to that it's going to throw you off or anything. You'll pay him a solid salary, just like what you did with Brewer and even Malik. None of these are crippling. You can overcome. All the people you're drafting, you're going to be paying them after the cycle of all these guys are done anyways. So don't worry about it. You're good. It's not a big deal. And I agree with you. He's a building block. Now, I'm not going to play it like on the show, but I'll play it like here because I know that I'll get in trouble with the damn thing. But did you see the Falcons posting deep shots of Tua throwing to Zachariah Branch? Huh?
That one did come across my timeline. Yeah, all the Tua throws come across my timeline because
no. But this one was a deep shot. Actually, the other ones you didn't really. It was like you see a portion of the pass, or it's slow motion, or whatever. But this one was actually like I don't know. It was easily 50 yards, dude. Easy.
50, I don't know. We didn't have like quite the depth perception from being on the side to see like total air yards across the field. But definitely it was over the top of the defense and he hit Branch in stride. So yeah, not one where Branch had to come back to it. So
Branch had to make sure he was speeding up for it. Actually, he had to really go forward on it. I mean, he unleashed that bomb.
Hey, I mean, good for Tua, I mean, I genuinely, I want to see him do well, covered him all these years. And
I want to see him do great just so I can see Dolphin fans that hate him hate that. That's all. That's the only reason. Good for him because he's a good person, all that and whatever. I hope he has a good career, but I would love to see him play great just because there's a group of Dolphin fans that really just hate the guy. You know what I'm saying? And so those people it's kind of like they'll be eating their liver or something. And for me, that'll be super entertaining, actually. I will get a kick out of it. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. To me, if you're following the Dolphins, then, yeah, just what difference does it make if Tua is succeeding or not on an NFC South team, the Atlanta Falcons, who you are not going to face for another probably 3 seasons? So, I mean, you know, what was the big deal? Ryan Tannehill doing his thing with Tennessee. It was just a matter, hey, it didn't work with Miami. It's just, all right, when you gave Ryan Tannehill Derrick Henry in the backfield and he was able to throw it up to A.J. Brown, all right, he had success there. Tua, okay, yes, you signed him to the big contract. He immediately got hurt after that. And then the next season he was healthy, but he just started playing like way below his 2023 and even 2022 capabilities that he showed to get him that contract. But it ran its course here. It was all of it. Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel, Tua, all of them gone in a matter of a few months. It was time to look a different way. So that ran its course here. That doesn't mean you have to wish harm on Tua going elsewhere. It's okay if he succeeds, especially given that he has a Bijan Robinson over there, a Drake London, a Kyle Pitts. You know, maybe these other receivers he's throwing to in OTAs bust out like a Zachariah Branch or I can't remember who else I saw him make a few throws to in these clips. But
they got good. They got good weapons. He's got weapons on that team.
Yeah.
He's got weapons. If they, I don't know. I don't know enough about their offensive line. If they can block, because you got to block for him. You got to block for him. He's a statue. So statues you got to block for. And give them time to make their pass.
They still have Lindstrom over there.
Yeah, and they got
still have Lindstrom there.
Yeah, and they got a great running back, dude. They got a shifty ass running back. Two Extreme says all QBs look like all-time greats in their own practice against their own defensive players. I don't know if you've been watching the reports of Malik Extreme. He has not looked great. So that theory does not work out for our own guy here in our backyard, just in case. Actually, the other guy has looked great, not the starter. So anyway, just to correct that there. But anyway, it's just going to be fun if he does succeed. If he does, to me, the key is, did he fix whatever was ailing him in his body? Because he wasn't able to throw last year, bro. Sorry. That's not the guy that was kicking ass a couple of years ago and had a much more livelier arm. He never had a great arm or anything, but he had a good enough arm that he could do what he needed to do in the NFL, and somehow or another, he completely lost that. To me, that's really the only key. Can he get that back? And then I think he can be productive.
Yeah, and he would try to tell you that, no, he was not held back by anything. I think if you watch him, it probably tells you otherwise, and you got to trust your eyes and see. No, I mean, he was bothered by something, whether it was like the hip from the end of last season, not allowing him to get the necessary torque on his throws. Something was bothering him. He wasn't the same Tua Tagovailoa that we had seen lead the league in passing yards one year, lead the league in passer rating another year, completion percentage just the year before when he did miss some games on IR with that last concussion stint that he had. So, it was different for him, and I bet this situation lights a fire under him. It's now, okay, the team that drafted me, the team that then gave me the contract, suddenly they didn't see it the same way. They moved on from me. Now I'm going into a new. Now he's got like that fire under him again to motivate him. Like so many things he had to motivate him with the Dolphins. All the naysayers, Brian Flores at the beginning of his career, people believing that from the beginning that he wasn't going to be the college version of himself. Now he's got something else to motivate him when at the end of his Dolphins career, really, he had already been rewarded. So, and it's not like everyone goes down this road mentally. And I hate accusing people of it, but yeah, it was that show me the money. When he was showing the money, then things did go downhill from that point. And that's just the facts when you look at it. So, I don't like to sound like I'm accusing the man of going about things a different way, but kind of that's what the evidence tells you.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. That's exactly what it looked like. Yeah. Unfortunately, something was wrong with him. Welton Rayom, if there's something wrong with you, you're dealing with bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, some kind of a breakdown, some kind of a TUA in your life, right? Some personal injury. You reach out, 954-966-4646. The consultation's completely free. Jeff and Dan will tell you if you have a case, and then you can move forward. And listen, man, they'll listen to you, and it's free. That's what it's all about. And we are in hurricane season, so keep that number in your cell phone. Save it on that cell phone, 954-966-4646. If you have any homeowner property damage, condo damage, or business damage, call them. They'll send their adjusters, and their adjusters are working for you. And then they'll attack the insurance company. You never have to deal with them. 954-966-4646. What do you got going on in the Sentinel so folks can check you out?
Yeah, I mean, just so I covered the Aaron Brewer contract deal. I did recently write about Keon Smith, actually, as he had been in that elevated role with Austin Jackson, missing the team portions of practice during OTAs and minicamp. So another chance for him after he has been with the Dolphins for so long. He actually goes back to Flo. The final year of Flo, he was on the practice squad back then. So he is actually the third active, longest tenured Dolphin. Fun fact, behind Zach Sealer and Austin Jackson, which is wild to think. Keon Smith is the answer to number 3, longest tenure right now, current Dolphins player. So got a few stories up, and then I'll get to some more stuff next week. Now, kind of take a little weekend to decompress. I'll watch USA soccer tonight, watch the NBA Finals, watch the Stanley Cup Final, as I can take a little breather, and then get back into seeing what Dolphins headlines I cook up next week.
All right, follow him on Twitter at David Furones _ and catch his exceptional work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Have a great weekend, my brother. We'll catch up on Tuesday.
Thank you. You too.
You got it. There you go.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Right, all right. It is June 12th. 2026, day number 19,143 since the Miami Dolphins were world champions. Day number 8,926 since the Canes were national champions. And day number 4,739 since the Miami Hurricanes were national champions. Bitcoin right now is at 63,829. The markets right now are green, expected, of course, with this so-called deal. Anyway, the Dow is up 457 points. The S&P is up 38 points. And the NASDAQ is up over a point there, too. So good day today in the markets. Let's move over. Let's do our 3A graphics sports calendar. And if you need custom printing and embroidery, reach out to my guy Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. You can do all of that by Zoom, and he can have it shipped out to you right away. Email the logos, everything that you need. Talk to each other by Zoom, because nobody really goes to warehouses and all that stuff. You do all that stuff by Zoom. Reach out, 786-618-1443. Carolina takes a 3-2 lead in their best-of-7 series. They beat the Knights last night, 4-2. Sunday will be Game 6, and that'll be at 8 o'clock on ABC in Las Vegas. Saturday at 8:30 on ABC. Knicks are leaning 3-1. Can the Spurs survive? They are home. They're going to try to stay alive. They're favored by 5.5. Will they commit more stupid mistakes? Tune in and find out if the Spurs are still stupid. The over and under is 216.5. The Knicks are plus 160 on the money line. The Spurs are minus 195. So Vegas is thinking they're not going to be so stupid. We shall find out. Tonight at 9 o'clock, USA taking on Paraguay. USA plus 105 on the money line. Paraguay plus 300. The USA does not have a tough bracket there. They can survive. I don't think they'll survive the knockout round after, but they can survive this first round here. 3 o'clock today, Canada and Bosnia-Herzegovina, or whatever. Anyways, Mexico last night beat South Africa. South Africa was completely outclassed, 2-0. Plus, in the stands, she was famous rooting for Mexico. Did you see that one go viral? You didn't see them? You didn't? No, but you didn't. Yeah. South Africa was playing a man down. They were screwed. No, I'm just saying no. Oh, you missed them. She was glorious. It's viral. Mexican fan that was very popular yesterday. South Korea, by the way, beat Czechia 2-1. I didn't see that game. Saw the highlights, but I didn't see that game. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. You ever bust balls? I know I do it all the time on the show. It's the first time that I've actually seen ESPN bust balls. Yeah. Did you hear about this, Sean? Busting balls? Oh, man, ESPN doing the ball busting. Monica McNutt was forced to apologize because she got caught on a hot mic saying that Taylor Swift ain't no fan. She's not a Knicks fan. Get out of here, girl. A nut got busted. So Monica had to apologize. I misspoke. I did not know. I did not know of her Knicks loyalty. I did not know. I apologize. I'm wrong, and apparently I'm wrong, and that's fine, but I did not know. She, by the way, announces Knicks games, and apparently Taylor's been going to Knicks games for like the last 10 years and stuff like that. She apparently was what's this called? Let's see. What's that called? What Taylor Swift was. Here we go. Taylor Swift, back in 2014, that's when her Knicks fandom began during her childhood, when she participated in the Knicks Kids Talent Competition at Madison Square Garden, and she's been seen attending games and wearing Knicks gear for over a decade now. But the ball buster is a Knicks announcer. She didn't look around and see, when Taylor Swift is in the building, I would imagine everybody knows that Taylor Swift is in the building. And apparently she's been in your building more than any other NBA building. So ball busting going on by ESPN and the Knicks. Because, Dolan was like, can you tell Mrs. Balls to go apologize? That woman's having her wedding here. I don't know if you guys know that. She's having her wedding at Madison Square Garden. Yeah. Yeah, Monica didn't have any balls in that situation. She got them busted. She got her McNuts busted. All right. Let's do it. Let's talk a little Miami Hurricanes with the one and only Manny Navarro.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 18 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive the new Acura Integra. Only $239 a month during our 18th anniversary sale.
All right. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Good as always, though. I got to tell you a funny story. I'm doing better today. So 2 nights ago, I get home around 11:30.
This was after your pickleball championship.
This is after my the women's league that I run on Wednesday nights over in Hialeah, and so I
and congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Well, that championship was a couple weekends ago, so I appreciate that. Thank you. But so I come home at 11:30. My wife's like, "Oh, it's raining outside." I'm saying, "It's not raining outside." Walk into my backyard. There's a busted pipe, spraying water all over the house. I end up slipping, falling in the pool at 11:30 night with my phone. Just one of those nights. I'm doing better 48 hours later, brother. But that was my Wednesday night. I know.
What did you hit when you fell, bro? Because when we fall, we hit things.
No. I fell into the pool. Thankfully, I didn't fall and hurt myself. But I.
You just did a nesty plunge.
I did a nesty plunge into my pool. My phone did not survive, so I'm waiting for the replacement to come in. But yeah, surviving, brother. Doing better. Doing better.
You don't the new iPhones survive? You don't have an iPhone?
I do have an iPhone. Unfortunately, it keeps turning itself off. So I get it on for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden it resets itself. So
did you try Did you try the rice thing?
I did, and then I read online you're not supposed to do that anymore. So I don't know what the truth in that is.
I did not know that. Fill me in on that fun fact. I did not know that. Please tell us, because maybe we don't know this.
Yeah, so basically, the starch from the rice the particles end up getting into the phone and causing damage. It ends up like burning, short-circuiting things. So
then, what are you supposed to do then?
Buy a new iPhone or have insurance on it.
Yeah. That rice thing was working for many years now. Now they don't want us to go. I mean, if I'm going to buy a new phone, I might as well stick it in the rice to see if it works for at least a while.
That's what I did, but it still helped dry the phone out. The problem is the phone is still malfunctioning, so it's not. I gotta replace it one way or another. But yeah, brother, it was.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
But,
yeah. I got you. All right, man. But you're all right at least. At least you had a pool to break your fall.
I had a pool to break my fall at 11:30 at night. It was fun pulling myself out of there with my phone and everything else. But that's life, man. Sometimes water pipes break and you got to go and fix it.
All right, let me ask you something before we go to football, because baseball just wrapped up. And, from everything I understand, Miami is always going to be at a disadvantage in baseball because of it being a private institution and because it costs so much damn money to come here compared to FSU or Florida. Are those things still a huge hurdle for baseball?
Yeah, I think without question.
Okay.
It's going to continue to be that way, because even though you can pay, give these guys NIL deals and help in that regard, and you have more money to work with, still I think $107,000 a year to go to the University of Miami. It's one of the most expensive schools in the country. So there's a lot of baseball players that ultimately sign minor league deals. They don't want to go, and so it's just not typical high school recruiting like you would in football and other sports. It just isn't. It's
and I would imagine there's there's not like a bunch of NIL money, because baseball players aren't popular, so they're not going to be used to push products or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's really tough. You're a basketball player, you're a football player, you have all the opportunity in the world to have your name in lights all the time.
Correct. And if you're a relief pitcher, or you're the backup catcher, or an occasional outfielder, you might get a better package to go somewhere else and be the lead guy. And so you don't have the kind of roster depth maybe that you used to. And baseball in general, I mean, I just think the talent, the amount of guys that suffer arm injuries every single year, it feels like somebody's getting hurt, right, from pitching. And so that affects your team year to year to year. That's why you can see a team make a run, like Troy, get to the College World Series, because Every year it's a mess. It's just a lot harder to win in baseball.
Yeah, and by the way, general managers in baseball, when they sign pitchers to long-term deals, like it'll say a 5 or a 7 or 8 year deal, and they'll say, no, that's a 4-year deal. No, that's a 6-year deal. No, that's a 7-year deal. No, you sign a 5 or a 7. No. It's 1 year less. I'm counting on him to have Tommy John. That's they already, when they base the money and everything, they're counting on a year that the guy's not going to be a part of your team because they're counting on them to blow out their arms already. It's crazy. That's how they average out going, no, he'll miss a year for sure. We have to look at it that way. So we're going to be paying him more money than what even it says there yearly, overall, because there's going to be a year that he's going to miss. It's crazy, man. And that's why it's because I had a little back and forth with people, and I don't think people understand how fiscally baseball is behind the 8-ball for the University of Miami compared to Florida, FIU, FSU, whatever, FAU. They actually have certain advantages over Miami.
Yeah, they're cheaper. That's the bottom line. A lot cheaper.
Yeah. And by the way, a lot of these kids, if they didn't have the rich parents or the well-off parents, they may not even be able to get to showcase their skills.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Am I right or am I wrong here?
No, 100%. I mean, I have 2 daughters that play travel soccer. It cost me, between $5,000 to $7,000 for each of them to play travel soccer, and this is, just driving around the state to play in games, not even going out of state and playing at the highest level of travel soccer. So,
right,
it's a lot. It's a big financial burden, especially with gas and everything else. Through the roof.
Yeah. All right. Let's start off with recruiting. Looks like the Canes are coming around the turn 4 when it comes to recruiting.
Yeah, it looks like they basically are wrapping up the class. I mean, they only have 1 visitor this weekend, and I think 2 more after that. They've got 18 commitments. They have the number 2 or number 3 ranked class in the country right now. They have some guys that they just finished hosting that they're basically, saying, hey, you either jump in or you don't. Caden Henderson, a top 100 player, 5-star type of talent from the Tampa area, came and visited last weekend. Looks like he's going to choose between Texas A&M and Notre Dame at this point. Probably going to end up going to Texas A&M. Miami has 2 elite linebackers anyway in their class, so things are getting whittled down. And like I said, this program is at a different level in recruiting where they're getting the best players in the country from everywhere. I mean, like a bunch of different states, and they wrap it up now in June, and it's just a matter of, do they sign in December or does somebody else come in and pluck them away? So it's not going to be a very big class. I think they have 18 commitments now. I think the max that they're going to go to is 20, and they're all handpicked guys. They're at the front of the line now. They used to be at the back of the line. Now that Mario's in charge, they're at the front of the line, quite literally. And it took a few years to get there, but they're there now, and they're getting the best players in the country pretty much at every position. Yeah,
and the success on the field is what really dictates how you move to the front, not just the money, because there's several teams, several universities that have
everybody
the
has
same
money.
Yeah. Right, everybody has money, but you got to win and you got to show results, and that's what Mario's doing now. You said 1 lone visitor. Who is that lone visitor?
Yeah, it's Andre Hippolyte, 6'1", 180-pound safety from North Miami Beach High School, local product, 4-star kid. He's got Minnesota, Florida, Notre Dame, or the other schools, but he's basically got Miami to himself this weekend. So, top 200 player overall. You want to try to keep the best local players home, obviously, if you can. He's one of those guys that, safety is a position where every couple years you need to find a dude. They're loaded at safety right now with local playmakers, guys that they've recruited here in the last couple of years. This would be another sort of layer to that if they can get him in this class.
What's the latest in the AD search?
Yeah, I had an interesting conversation this morning. What I told you several months ago when all of this broke was that Miami was in a very strong position from a school leadership perspective, right? With Joe Echeverria and Rudy Fernandez and all the people that are in charge there. I don't think they are in any rush to hire an athletic director. In fact, I think it could be a couple more months. And I know people are like, man, why are they not rushing through this? Because they don't need to, because they've got people that are really involved in sports, including the school president. It's not Donna Shaleta there, or Julio Frank, or anybody like that. And so for people who are out there wondering why haven't they hired an athletic director yet, frankly, Joe and Rudy and the people in charge there have things under control. And whoever they hire, they have a search firm helping them. Whoever they hire is going to be somebody who reports directly to those guys and fits the description of what they want. And so I think they're taking their time with it, and they're in no rush.
I actually am going to tell you, and you know 100,000 times more than I ever will about this, but I just read it this way since I've followed it for many decades now. This is actually a real positive, because in years past, sometimes you've had a fractured administration when it comes to football, whether you have some pro, some negative. Sometimes you had a pro or a negative AD overall when it came to football, or a pro or negative president when it came to football. I just get the feeling that overall it's a very pro football administration program, period. So it doesn't really matter now. And you're not really having any of those fractions that you've had in the past that sometimes would be roadblocks for the team itself, because they didn't have everybody on their side.
Yep. Alignment is 100% what this is all about. And whoever they hire has to understand that, that they're going to come in and report to those guys and basically be a legitimate underling. Whereas I think in years past, as I tried to describe to you early on in this process, the athletic director was left to his own devices, right? Didn't have a president who was meddling, didn't have billionaires that were heavily invested financially in making sure the roster was good. Or
presidents that were, or ADs that weren't necessarily pro football. You know what I'm saying? Because we've had that in the past.
Right.
And that's stuff that hurt the football program.
Yeah. And I think at this point, they have so much momentum with what they're accomplishing between Mario, Joe, and everybody else, that it's almost like this has to be the right hire from a personality perspective. And that person has to basically understand, like, you're not going to be bigger than Mario. You're not going to be bigger than Joe Echeverria. So, and it has to be somebody that helps bring in money. And that's what the AD job is. It's a fundraising job, and an organizational job, and being the face in meetings when you go to the ACC meetings and you go to these, type of events. So I think there's so much alignment right now at Miami. They just don't want to screw it up.
All right, can you what do you think about this crazy ass Sorsby story?
Yeah, it's definitely crazy in the sense that he was able to get an injunction and that he's going to be able to play football this year. Everybody, I know The Athletic has done stories on whether or not teams are going to not schedule Texas Tech in the future, and if they're going to be blackballed, etc. I think we've reached a different era in sports, personally. I think we've reached an era now where, you're not going to see somebody get blackballed, a university get blackballed like that. There's too much money involved. TV contracts. They are the best team in the Big 12 right now. They're the only team in the Big 12 that is spending the way that they're spending. And so I'm very interested to see ultimately what their commissioner does and whether or not they decide to take some sort of stand against Sorsby, maybe extend the suspension or not allow, Texas Tech to play in the Big 12 championship game. But I think, a lot of people who were angry at first about this, you got to understand, Brandon Sorsby is not going to suddenly guarantee Texas Tech, winning the national championship. They got, I don't know if you remember watching the Orange Bowl, but they lost 23-0 to Oregon. This isn't, to me, it's just a lot of people upset that a very old rule.
For Christ's sake, Paterno protected a pedophile for decades.
Yes.
I mean, if that's the case, we shouldn't have Penn State play ever again football. We should shut them down. And you know what I'm saying? Stuff happens, bro. And people do all kinds of things that are even worse than what they're doing with Brendan Sorsby as it is. Now, Is it right? No, of course not. But bro, the whole system's fractured. Everything's so polluted and dirty. Well, we're gonna just say that this is the only thing that's dirty in the whole system? Give me a break, bro.
Now, do I think all of a sudden college athletes are going to be able to gamble and no, this doesn't change the rule. This doesn't change the fact that people can get in trouble for this and suspended and maybe don't have the lawyers and the money and the situation that Brendan Sorsby had to get away with it. But the bottom line here is there's too much money to be made. There's too many people heavily invested in that money that I think anything serious is going to happen here. He got the injunction. He's going to end up playing, in my opinion. And people are just going to have to deal with it, and they'll get over it. And frankly, I think a lot of people, like the University of Miami, who's got a championship, they don't give a damn. They're trying to win a championship. It's not going to affect them, one player. They're not playing in the same conference with Texas Tech. They don't have to face them every year, so they don't have people pissed off. So this whole thing,
I think Miami. I hope Miami runs into Texas Tech. They'll kick their ass anyways.
Exactly. So I this whole narrative of the SEC and the Big Ten and they're not going to schedule them anymore. Give me a break, dude.
Yeah, come on, man. There's so much dirty crap going on. You know what I mean? I mean, look at LSU. Didn't they just take Ole Miss's coach?
Yeah. They just finished tampering and taking. Ole Miss ended up tampering and taking Clemson's linebacker. I mean, there's so many things that are going on constantly. Is it a new low in college sports that a guy can get busted for gambling and still be eligible? Yes. Is it going to break the sport? No.
Money's going to drive the sport
forever. That's the way it's going to be.
That's what it is. That's all it is. All right, what do you got going on in the athletics so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, earlier this week came out with an article celebrating the best moves by every Power 4 team in the offseason. Now I'm working on, breaking every team into tiers, like who actually is a contender, who is a pretender, who is punting on the season. Go look at what's happening in Tallahassee and Chapel Hill, North Carolina. That's basically what I'm coming out with, ranking every program 1 to 69 and who's an actual contender, who's not even bothering, giving it a sort of general outlook for the next 2 to 3 years.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. And of course, make sure you subscribe to The Athletic so you can catch all of his coverage and all the great writers on The Athletic so you can keep up with all of the sports. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. We will catch up next week, my friend. Appreciate you.
Talk soon, man. Take care.
You got it. There you go. Manny Navarro. And with our Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Hurricanes report.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 18 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive the new Acura RDX, only $399 a month during our 18th anniversary sale.
Bitcoin up 64,195. So it is climbing. Bitcoin climbing. All right. What else? Where's the market at right now? Let's see. Just open the app. It says up 491. It could be up more than that. Let's see, because, they bought it yesterday. And today I would imagine it's becoming a bigger sell. So we shall see. It says 491 right now. And S&P up 52 points, almost 53. And the NASDAQ is up over a point. So there we go. Yeah, no, 496. So, yeah. It is refreshed. Sweet Baby Ray says, happy birthday to the Big O Show. Thank you, sir. Yes, on the 14th, which will be, Sunday, will be 7 years officially for our show. Thank you. Sweet Baby Ray. Appreciate you all out there as always. Don't forget, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Send in your questions, comments, insults, whatever you want to do. We always appreciate it. Either way, however you support us, we're always grateful of that. Thank you all out there. Morning. I have to ask you, what'd you think of Michael Saylor's comments? What comments did he make? I don't know what comments he made. I have no idea. Did he say something? I'm not sure what he said, my brother. You got to fill me in on it if he said something and I've been on, or did he say something yesterday? I am not sure. Let's see. I just hit Michael Saylor latest. I don't know. Let's see. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know. You got to tell me what it is. I have to know when you ask me something like this. So, when do you think the Giannis trade happens? Right after the draft, right after the NBA Finals, sometime in the week after the NBA Finals is probably what's going to happen. They're going to wait till the finals are done to see if the Knicks will be interested in him. But they've got Boston now involved. And then now they're looking for like a third team. That's what's being reported by the Stein line and all that kind of stuff. That they're trying to get a third team. And Simmons also saying the same thing, that Boston may have been playing a little possum, which I thought that actually I said that a couple of weeks ago on the show, that I was wondering why wouldn't Boston be interested. It makes a lot of sense to have that yin and yang instead of the current one you have now. But maybe because of the Jaylen Brown situation, you tell the team, we got to keep this under wraps. If you say anything, I'm out and I'll deny it all, that kind of stuff. So we'll see. We shall see. But what I don't think is going to end up happening, it's not, to me, listen, if it happens, I don't want it to happen. But I think the Heat will fall short again because their trade is not a sexy trade. I'm sorry. They're not offering anything unless Khalil Ware turns into something. But they're not really offering anything sexy. I don't buy Tyler Hero, dude. Sorry. I don't buy Tyler Hero. We'll see what happens. My prediction is that the Heat will end up the bridesmaid and not the bride. Once again, I just kind of think that we're into this rut with the Heat like we've been in for the last couple of years, and people just are like in denial. Whether it's fans or writers or whatever, I just think people have been in denial the last couple of years of what they're seeing, what they're actually seeing from the Heat, Anthony Kyle Campos, thank you for the love on the super chat. He says, would you tell Jimmy Johnson, get your shine box? I'm with you there, Jimmy. Go get your shine box. Let's see. Spurs are going to blow out the Knicks, and the Knicks will go back to New York and win it at home for the Cinderella story ending. Sounds about right. We'll see. But this young Spurs team has proven to us they can do a lot of stupid things. They have definitely been making their share of mistakes. Who would have ever thought that the Marlins are more of a contender than the Heat or the Finns? None of them are contenders. But I did tell you a couple of weeks ago, don't worry, Marlins fans, hang in there. You'll get another positive streak, and then you'll get another negative streak right after that. So don't worry about it. And here you go. You got your positive streak going on. Big O, if you want me to come on a live stream for Saturday or Sunday, if you're running live, let me know. I can preview the UFC White House card for you. It's a historic event. Thanks for the joke, man. I appreciate it. Oh, man. Did you see the reflection pool already has algae? Your tax money hard at work, folks. Yeah, baby. Don't worry about it. There's no more waste going on. No, not at all. Oh man, thank you, Stephen Harris. I appreciate it. He said he'd never sell. His business wouldn't sell Bitcoin, and that he did recommend individuals not to sell. Oh yeah, but remember, he sold the 32 Bitcoin, dude. I already addressed this. I think it was Wednesday. Okay. Oh, okay. Wednesday, I addressed this. This is all ridiculous. He sold 32 Bitcoin because the people he's getting in business with, they asked him, well, are you going to sell if you have to sell? Because we need to see that you can convert it to money right away. And he goes, okay. And he sold 32 Bitcoin for a couple $1 million just to kind of show it for him. But the week after, a week later, he buys 1,550. The guy owns 850,000 Bitcoin, and he sold 32 of them, and people are freaking out. He had to sell it because he's getting into business with other entities that need to know that you can liquefy. You know, there's a lot of people that walk around, forgive me out here, but there's a lot of you out there that are really ignorant, and you don't get this shit at all. And you're like, well, yeah, but Bitcoin isn't money. No, yeah, it is money, dude. No, you can't buy anything. Yeah, you can buy stuff when they have it for that they accept Bitcoin. You can now Fannie Mae and everything is taking your Bitcoin or Ethereum to buy your house or pay your house payments or whatever you want now. So it's up to the business to start accepting it. But you can convert it into cash right away, right on your Cash App account. You can convert money to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to money right away and send it to your account. Send it right back to your bank account. From your bank account into Cash App, turn it into Bitcoin. Or, you know, like I am next year, I plan on going to Curacao for a vacation. Okay. And I'm going to have some fun there because they have over 80 businesses on the island, restaurants, all kinds of stuff that accept Bitcoin. So I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to take a little extra money that I'm going to convert to Bitcoin, and I'm just going to pay in Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Because on that island, they actually prefer Bitcoin in some places because they're trying to go in that way, right? They're very Dutch influence in that island, by the way. They're in the World Cup too, also. So I'm gonna go there next year for the hell of it. I'm gonna have some fun and relax and take my first vacation in like almost 8 years. And yes, I will be like off for a week, which I have never done on this show, by the way. But I'm gonna do it next year after the football season for the first time. And I read up on it, and they are very Bitcoin friendly in that country. So I'm actually gonna go try it out to have some fun, because you could go a Steak and Shake and go pay in Bitcoin. You know that, right? Go to Steak and Shake. You can buy your burger in Bitcoin. It's coming. It's gonna happen all over the damn place. Walmart now accepts Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't understand that it's converted right to money right away. People don't get that. You don't really, it all depends on how you want to look at it, but you don't really want to use it for that. You want to keep it, but whatever. But people will use it as a form of money. It's gonna happen. There's no doubt about it. But to be worried about a guy that sells 32 because he had to prove it to business people that are getting involved because they're new at this and they don't understand Bitcoin, and they're getting educated on all of this, like most of you out there need to get educated on it. That's just kind of the way it goes. We are our major hurdle right now is education. People don't understand how they're destroying the dollar, and they complain about inflation, but they don't see it in the manipulation of the money. And because they don't pay attention to that, they don't get educated on how your money's dying every moment or every day. Every day, your government is printing more and more money and devaluing the currency. And that's where your inflation comes from. And then you have to understand that one asset just grows in value, the other asset just declines. And eventually people will figure that out, and the volatility in Bitcoin will become less and less and less. As I explained to you all, when it went to 67 and then to 16, it's a much bigger drop than when it went to 127 and it's at 60. And then eventually, when you're at 250, you'll go to 200 or something. And it'll be a lesser drop than what you had now. And then eventually you'll have, and it'll just be smaller and smaller. And that's what's going to happen, that the volatility window is smaller and smaller and smaller, because institutional money, corporate money, all those kind of things are going to take over, and that money doesn't move. And then we get to the point where we have a shortage, and that's when we have a supply shock, and then that's when the value is going to skyrocket. It's all mathematics, but it's just a matter of you taking the time to learn what's actually really going on. There's my answer. Okay. Let's see what else. Damn, I would hate to see Boston get him. It's probably going to happen. Big O, did you see the report that the Panthers were almost on the verge of trading Big Bob to the Hurricanes? It could happen. If you can't come up with a deal, you gotta. This is what I like about Zito, dude. Zito's going to do whatever it takes to keep the Panthers on top. So, yeah, I would imagine that maybe the contract negotiations got a little better, and then that stuff cooled down. You know, so what can I tell you? Let me do a little music. Let's get to some birthdays today. How about that? Why don't we do that? Why don't we start off with musicians born on June 12th? All right, we start off with Junior Brown, country guitarist, born in 1952. Peter Farndon, bass player with the Pretenders, born in 1952. The great Brad Delp, original singer with Boston. What a voice, man. Born in 1951. Sadly, he took his life in 2007. Bun E. Carlos, another drummer with Cheap Trick, always had that cigarette in his mouth. Born in 1950. The great John Wetton, bassist, vocalist with Mogul Trash, Family, King Crimson, Roxy Music, Brian Ferry, Uriah Heep, and Wishbone Ash. He passed away in his sleep back in 2017, born in 1949. Barry Bailey from ARS, the Atlanta Rhythm Section, born in 1948. And let's see, David Nelson, co-founder and longtime member of New Riders of the Purple Sage, born in 43. Reg Presley, singer-songwriter with the garage rock band The Trogs. Wild Thing. Gonna, you make my heart sing. He was born in 1941. A guy I saw on Channel 2 a lot when I was a kid, Chick Corea. Jazz pianist, electric keyboardist, and composer. Played with Miles Davis, Stanley Clarke, Bobby McFerrin. In the 70s, he formed a fusion band called Return to Forever. Sadly, he passed away from that stinking thing called cancer. Can we eliminate that shit, dude? In 2021, at the age of 79, he was born in 41. Happy birthday to the great Chick Corea. All right, let's move over to other famous people born on this date. Remember, if I don't give you an age, that means, sadly, they have passed away. We start off with entrepreneur David Rockefeller, born in 1915. Cartoonist Dave Berg, born in 1920. U.S. President George H.W. Bush, born in 1924. Actor, musician Jim Nabors, born in 1930. Sportscaster and biter Marv Albert, born in 1941. He's 85 today. Teeth are probably still working. Don't get too close. Actress Sonia Manzano, born in 1950. She is 76. I wonder if Marv says, man, I'll never live that thing down. Actor Timothy Busfield, born in 57. He's 69. Musician Meredith Brooks. Isn't that the one that sings I'm Such a Bitch or something? Born in 58. She's 68. No, it's not Meredith Brooks. It's Meredith. Meredith Brooks might be like a country person. It's like Meredith something, isn't it? The one that sings something, I'm a bitch, I'm a liar, I'm a whatever. Let's see. Comedian Scott Thompson, born in 59, 67 today. Barty Martin from Candlebox was not on that list. Born in 69, he's 57. Actor Timothy Simons, born in 78, he's 48. Musician Robin, born in 79, 47. John Gurley from Portugal the Man, born in 81, he's 45. Oh, model Adriana Lima. Boy, she was a smoke show. Born in 81, she's 45 today. I wonder if she still looks good. She was a smoke show back in the day. Actor Georgina Campbell, born in 92, she's 34. Actor Spencer McPherson, born in 97, 29. Actress Scarlett Spears, born in 2017, 9 years old. It is Meredith Brooks. I got it right? I'm a bitch. I'm a liar. I'm a whatever. Yeah, it's a trippy song. I like the song, actually. It is Meredith Brooks. There you go. The memory still works once in a while. Now we move over to what happened today in music history. And we start off in 72. John Lennon and Yoko Ono released a politically oriented double album sometime in New York. In 82, Bruce Springsteen, James Taylor, Jackson Browne, Linda Ronstadt, and Gary U.S. Bonds all performed for more than 450,000 fans at a rally for nuclear disarmament in New York's Central Park. In 1990, Keith Sweat released his second studio album, I'll Give All My Love to You. In 95, Fugazi released their fourth studio album, Red Medicine. In 2001, the amazing, the fantastic, the super talented Alicia Keys released her debut studio album, Songs in a Minor, and it features Fallen. In 2001, Sugar Ray released her self-titled fourth album. It features When It's Over and Answer the Phone. In 2006, Keane released her second studio album, Under the Iron Sea, and it features Is It Any Wonder? In 2007, Paramore released her second studio album, Riot. It features Misery Business, Crush, 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 and That's What You Got. In 2008, Coldplay released their fourth studio album, Viva la Vida or Death, and All of His Friends. And it features Violet Hill, Viva la Vida, and Lost. In 2015, Dave Grohl fell off the stage. He didn't have a pool next to him like Manny, and broke his leg during a Foo Fighters show in Gothenburg, Sweden. He received medical attention, but returned to finish the show propped up while someone held his leg. The rest of the Foo Fighters European tour was canceled while Grohl underwent surgery, but the tour resumed on July 4th in Washington, D.C., with Grohl performing from a custom-made guitar throne. Grohl's vision for the throne design came to him as he recovered from the operation to repair his leg. And, of course, he was watching Game of Thrones, too. Let's see. In 2015, Giorgio Moroder released his 14th studio album, Deja Vu. And let me see if there's any musicians that weren't on the other list. Sometimes one or two sneak in there. English folk singer Roy Harper sings on Pink Floyd's Have a Cigar, and influence for Led Zeppelin is 85 today. And that is it. Bobby Sheehan of Blues Travelers is born today in 1968. And that's what happened today in music history. All right. There you go, folks. It is Meredith Brooks, says Chad. You're spot on. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chad. Appreciate you. Happy birthday, Anne Frank. I did not know it was her birthday. It wasn't on the list. How about that? Jeff from Long Island says, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. Yes, good song, bitch. It is. It is a good song. You know what? Maybe I'll jam it on my way home now. Haven't heard it in forever. Got to be honest. That's the beauty of having iTunes, right? You could just put in any song and just listen to it, man. Now, and you know what I'm doing now? I'm adding any song that Rush does on this tour. I'm putting it on my whole thing, and then now that's my like Rush playlist that I've been listening to just kind of get prepped for any of the concerts. Because I am definitely going to go to multiple Rush concerts. After seeing what they're doing and the effort that they're putting through, that's ridiculous. Pat in Asheville says, it's funny that there's a facility improvement in progress, sign behind, oh, keep improving him, oh. Are they doing any construction? So they just don't, yeah? Okay. Oh, when they did the machines, but it's already been, yeah. Yeah, I think they just left it there permanently, just in case they start working it. Well, we're covered, just in case. We're cleaning the floors, we're covered, you know. But right now there is no construction going on at all. Yeah, there is no room. It's just cars. That is true. It's just cars. Yeah. We had to fight for parking. Yeah, parking was all taken up by cars. That's crazy. Did you see what Jordan Hudson is doing now? Wow. Like, when is North Carolina going to tell Bill Belichick to go F himself? I would imagine that they're just going to wait for this next crappy year, another embarrassing year, and then you get rid of all these fools. So Jordan Hudson now has made it very evident over the past few years that she's not afraid to call out members of the media. We've seen her clash with Pablo Torre and Mike Florio, just to name a few. Additionally, Hudson shut down a question during a journalist in an interview on a Sunday morning show on CBS, right? Well, now Jordan Hudson is at it again. According to the Assembly, Hudson is seeking communication from 24 North Carolina staff members. She even wants access to UNC General Manager Michael Lombardi's messages. Most intriguingly, she also included Belichick's longtime right-hand man, Michael Lombardi, who now serves as the Tar Heels general manager, and who Torrey reported had multiple times tell people that Hudson wasn't allowed in the building. Hudson asked for call logs and voicemails, plus text messages, WhatsApp messages, documents, Asana memos, Instagram DMs, Twitter messages, Zoom meetings, and of course, emails, and all attachments between January 29th of 2025 and May 9th of 2026 that include the words banned or ban, and should there be any lingering confusion about who counts as a public record, Hudson included screenshots of UNC School of Government article on the subject. Hudson also wants records of any phases involving request for comment or Pablo that has been at a reference to her public feud with Pablo Torre. This is a crazy ass bitch. I mean, what she must be doing in the bedroom for Bill Belichick has got to be an experience like no Super Bowl has ever provided for him. Like no defense he has ever designed. No. It cannot exist. She must be doing, I mean, he must have had the worst sex life in his entire life. Because, I mean, We talk about a man that is pee-whipped. He is the biggest pee-whipped dude I have ever seen in my life. How are you? He's not even a man anymore, bro. Why doesn't he just wear a skirt and go cheerlead with her? Don't get it. And if you're UNC, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Have you not seen what's going on? Like, sometimes there are things happening in front of you and you do nothing about it. It's amazing. What do you think? This is going to work? Are you not watching what's going on? And why are you tolerating any of this? It's really beyond me how you're tolerating any of this crap. I just don't understand that. That is one crazy asshole. Wow. All right, old man. At least you're getting the sex you wanted. That's for sure. Wow. Let's see what else. Got pulled over yesterday. I farted and the cop decided to let me go. What a nice police officer. Well, he's also looking out for his own well-being. I mean, if he breathes that in for too long, you know, things are going to go awry for him. So, yeah, that's probably what happened. The cop was looking out for his health. You weren't, of course. You were trying to sabotage his health. Good move on your part. You got out of the ticket. Yeah, I've seen it. Here's your license. Yeah. Just be careful next time. And that's probably what happened. Only a matter of time before Belichick gets canned. I don't even think he makes it through the season. That would be awesome. If he gets shit canned in the season. Oh, he's got guaranteed. It's all guaranteed. It's like 3 more years after this. Oh, no, they're paying it already. They're going to have. Yeah. Yeah, they'll find you. Yeah, exactly. It's not like they're going to go out and pay top notch. Like, this will stop them from doing this again, of going out and spending crazy money and all that. A place like that has to go get a young, inspiring dude that is motivated, that built up Tulane or built up Eastern Tennessee or some shit like that, right? You know, steal the guy that's been kicking ass at Richmond, steal the guy that's been kicking ass at East Carolina or some crap like that. And that's what you're supposed to do at North Carolina. And then if he turns out good, and if you do have the money, then go ahead and grow with him. But this whole thing, I mean, you didn't watch what was going on at the end of the Patriot run. Like, we can't, folks. Lying to yourself it's really not productive. You do not see what's going on with the Miami Heat for the last few years? I'm sorry. I love Pat Riley to death. He's the best we've ever had in this town. But they lost it. They don't have it, and they haven't had it for several years now. That's the truth, dude. But yet there's a faction of you that want to lie to yourselves about this. And then you look at Belichick, and he was dying on the vine in New England. Brady goes and leaves and wins a title somewhere else, and he does nothing. And it just got worse and worse and worse. North Carolina, what did you think? It was going to get better? Did you notice that he never found the quarterback that's outside of Brady? He couldn't. Like, what's wrong with you? Did you notice that his drafts were terrible? Why didn't you do that? And now you're in this mess. And I'll go the other way for you guys. Some of you will hate this, of course. You have Dems that hung on to deadbeat Biden, and now you'll have the other side that hangs on to the orangutan. And both are wrong. And you see it, and yet you still stand by it. I don't understand this kind of stuff. If it's staring you in the face, just call it. Call it. What's wrong is wrong. What's not working is not working. It's pretty simple. And we lie to ourselves. And in North Carolina, they're lying to themselves. Here in Miami, we're lying to ourselves when we look at the Miami Heat organization. We're lying to ourselves. That's what we do. Sad. All right, we're out of here. We'll see you all on Monday. You all be safe out there. Come visit our friends here at Acura Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Come see Larry Schlossberg and Pat Nasto and Tony Stampone, all the great people out here. They'll take care of you, man. Really, really good people. Got great deals going on. And tell them that Big O sent you. We'll see you on Monday. Be good out there. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show.